All right, let's check all our comments on YouTube and Facebook and our questions as well, and something we like to call social media check-in. All right, what do we got, guys?
Our first one comes from Ginger Juice on YouTube, asking, I'm adjusting my status based on marrying a U.S. citizen. I started it in February 2020, only to learn my paperwork was mailed to USCIS 2 days ago. How do I change my attorney?
Call 1-800-529-5465.
465.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good look.
Okay.
What better answer than that?
Yeah.
Stephanie
Right.
Hillman on Facebook. My husband was put in AP in December. All they tell me is they are still looking to see if he qualifies for a visa. Are they waiting for a ban to lift, or what is your advice?
If your husband is married to a U.S. citizen, meaning you're a U.S. citizen, I think they're violating your rights and they're delaying his case unnecessarily. There's not a lot you can do short of hiring a good law firm to scream and yell at the U.S. Embassy. We're good at screaming and yelling.
Anne Marie Anderson on YouTube asked, I want to apply for SIDS for my child, but when I have a pending adjustment of status, the child will soon be out of status. How do I do it?
Your child does not have to be in status for SIDS. What you have to show is that your child is abandoned in the United States by at least one biological parent, and then somebody, the other biological parent or somebody else, can get legal guardianship and get a special order from a family court judge in your local jurisdiction that it's not in the child's best interests to be reunited with at least one of the biological parents who abandoned them or abused them or neglected them, or whatever the reason may be why that child shouldn't go with that biological parent. And now that child is considered an abandoned child in America, in status, out of status, they can adjust.
Okay, next one comes from Pawan Kumar on YouTube. I am applying for AOS. I'm filing the I-485 and I-765 based on the October Visa Bulletin, EB2. I had applied for a personal loan and unknowingly kept my status as a U.S. citizen. I paid off the loan. What are chances of getting my green card?
Well, I think your concern is false claim to U.S. citizenship. You applied for a loan and you claimed you were a U.S. citizen. Now, what the law says is that false claim to U.S. citizenship, you're barred from getting your green card if you make a false claim to get a benefit from the U.S. government. I don't think by making and I would have to see the specific facts of your particular case, but I don't believe that you making a false claim to U.S. citizenship on a private loan that has nothing to do with the United States government. The loan's not coming from the U.S. It's not backed by the United States. It's from a private bank. That you gained a benefit from the United States by claiming that you're a U.S. citizen. Now, you still committed a crime. You committed a bank crime by making a false statement on a bank loan application. That's a criminal act. You can conceivably be charged for that criminally, and that would obviously affect your green card application, but that is not a false, based on what I'm hearing from Vanessa, I don't believe, but I would need to know a lot more. I don't believe that's a false claim to U.S. citizenship to gain a U.S. benefit because you didn't do anything with the United States government.
Okay, Star Girl on Facebook saying, I got my 2-year green card through marriage and applied for the 10-year. Immigration then requested more evidence. And now they're saying that they transferred the case to another processing center. What do you think is going on?
I think they're just moving work around. You know, one processing center has more work than the other. Maybe they lost a lot of employees because of coronavirus. Maybe that processing center closed down because of coronavirus. Immigration transfers work all over from one office to another. Don't read too much into it.
Gogi Grabovic on YouTube. I've been a green card holder since March of 2013 and was arrested in February of 2016 for a DUI. Do 5 years of good moral character start after my arrest or after completing pretrial diversion? Can pretrial diversion help to show rehabilitation?
Well, pretrial diversion is not a criminal act. Good moral character starts at the end of your criminal case. I would also say that to become a citizen, you don't have to be a person of good moral character every day and every minute and every second, but you just have to be a person of general good moral character. So you're allowed to have a mistake. So you made a mistake, you got arrested, the case was dismissed. If that's the only thing on your record, I would say you have good moral character, at least certainly enough good moral character to become a citizen nevertheless.
Hey, Bakela Badada on YouTube asks, I filed for the F485 and 765 and did biometrics 22 months ago. My case is in Chicago. So far, my case is pending, even though I was not able to go get a work permit. How long should I be waiting for a response?
You should have gotten a response by now, but I guess a combination of Donald Trump and coronavirus is delaying everybody. Short of threatening a mandamus or actually doing a mandamus, just gotta wait.
J Nadia 123 on Instagram. I had a green card that was valid for 10 years, but I haven't returned to the States in 2 years now. I have a US born baby boy who is a citizen. He came to Pakistan with me. How can I come back to the US again?
You need to apply for a visa, but I doubt they'll give it to you once they find out that you gave birth in the United States.
Pam_Minash_5 on Instagram asks, giving birth in America, does the baby still get an American citizenship or did the laws change?
Nope.
Thank you.
The law has not changed. If you are born within the jurisdiction of the United States, you're an American citizen.
Nicole Rogers on Facebook. My friend's husband works for the US government and he has some side jobs that he says he has not paid taxes on in 2 to 3 years. Can he still file for her, or how can they go about dealing with his tax situation?
File an amended tax return.
Kamisha Terrell on Facebook asks, what documents should we submit to USCIS when applying to remove conditions?
Proof that you and your spouse live together and have a financial relationship together.
Adderbridge Felicia on YouTube. I submitted Form I-485 in April of 2020. I got my receipt in May of 2020. How long will it take for them to send me an invitation for fingerprints?
I don't know. Everyone seems to be having the same problem, delayed biometrics. The answer is I don't know. It depends on where your jurisdiction is. Immigration's been open, closed. Then they're saying they're using biometrics that they previously obtained from you if you did a fingerprint before. I don't know when you're going to get your biometrics. We'll see.
All right, Layla Smith on YouTube asks, I'm an LPR and I called the NVC for my child who turned 20 in September. They said I still have to wait till the ban is over. There's nothing they can do. At the interview, will they do CSPA for him?
If your child is under the Child Status Protection Act, then always under the Child Status Protection Act, then you got to wait for the ban to be lifted. If the child is not under the Child Status Protection Act, then they have to expedite the case and actually grant him the green card or her the green card.
Althea Anderson on YouTube. I am a naturalized U.S. citizen with a Jamaican-born minor that has a U.S. passport, but he was not naturalized. Is it necessary to have him naturalized to be on the safe side? What proof do I have to show that he's a citizen and will not be sent back to Jamaica if certain laws should change?
Well, yes. The proof is to get a certificate of citizenship, not the naturalization. He doesn't have to naturalize because he's an automatic citizen. You prove the same exact things to get whatever you submitted for the passport. That's what you submit for the certificate of citizenship in N600. Proof that your child is under 18, has a green card, and lives in the physical and legal custody of his U.S. citizen parent. Get him the certificate of citizenship, then it's a no, never get it taken away again. All right, 2 more.
Okay, Emily A on YouTube asks, should my husband apply for AOS if he was arrested for possession of controlled substance cocaine?
No,
he was not convicted.
Oh, he was not
convicted.
convicted.
He was not convicted.
Well,
wait,
right.
yes. Because I already knew you was going to say that, but
That's right.
He was not convicted. He did drug classes. Is he okay to apply, or will he be inadmissible?
I would need to see that he wasn't convicted. If he was not convicted, he would not be inadmissible, and it's okay.
Okay.
And our last social media question comes from Sam High Tech on YouTube. A friend of mine is a 2-year green card holder. It will expire in July of 2021. He is getting divorced in the next couple of weeks. What are the steps to continue his process to apply for the 10-year green card?
Show that he's divorced. Prove that he and his spouse lived together up until the time of the divorce. No, as I said earlier, no one says you have to stay in an unhappy marriage. You just have to prove it was a bona fide marriage. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.